All right, man, look, I don't know what's currently going on with A&M, but this is bad, and I mean really bad. You got 5-star recruits leaving left and right. You got some players talking about where's my money at. What is going on? As big as a loss it is to lose a 5-star recruit, the former #1 overall player, it somehow, some way isn't all. And there's worse things going on for this A&M football team. And according to a player, it's going to continue to get worse, and he has stated more is to come. Whew, man, oh man, I got some bad news for Texas A&M fans on this Monday night. As we all know, the transfer portal has officially opened, and yeah, it's been chaotic to say the least. There's been so much crap going on. We've already talked about Kyle McCord and Dylan Gabriel. Those shocked a lot of people, but this news that just came out about A&M, yeah, it's devastating. I will not be giving you a backstory of what has led us up until this point because, no, that's not fair to everybody that has been keeping up with the situation and watching all the videos. But here's what I will tell you if you've just been out of the loop on things. Texas A&M is currently trying to do damage control, and they just fired Jimbo Fisher. Long story short, it didn't work out, and there was this huge controversy where apparently and allegedly they hired Kentucky's head coach, Mark Stoops. He was about to leave, and then A&M fans, they basically revolted. They rioted. They was like, no, we don't want Mark Stoops, and the deal never went through. And then the news came out, they hired Mike Elko, and yeah, here we are. Well, I guess I did somewhat give you a mini backstory, but there's way more to it, and y'all know this. I just touched on the high points. And to be honest, I thought hiring Mike Elko, that was the best fit, and I thought he would be able to retain a lot of these players, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And yes, my voice is going in and out, so if I sound a little different, I do apologize. Been talking to a lot of people pretty much nonstop the past 48, 72 hours, but we're going to fight through it. Stick with me. What we're going to be talking about in today's video is A&M didn't just lose a 5-star recruit, but they lost the former #1 overall recruit and player in the nation. To go on top of that, they lost another defensive player, and also their defensive back, Bobby Taylor, stated more are going to be leaving as well. It's not looking good for A&M, and we also got an update on the Georgia Bulldogs and what's going on with their transfer portal situation. There's some other minor topics we're going to speak on. It's safe to say it's early December. The transfer portal is going crazy. It's going to be a jam-packed video to say the least. So buckle in, strap in, get ready. Get you your favorite meal or snack you like to eat when you watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing. And oh yeah, by the way, got to throw this in there. Our goal before the new year is to hit 310,000 subscribers. So yeah, it's relatively simple. There's a bunch of you watching that aren't subscribed, and if you like college football content, consider subscribing. There's no gimmick to it. It's 100% free, and if you decide in a week or two, if you hate my videos and you hate one of my takes, you can always unsubscribe. You're not trapped into some contract. No kick, no gimmick, and I can always promise you and guarantee you on this channel, you're never going to see any BS sponsorships, none of that. Strictly football talk. Say what you want about your boy Matt, but I ain't no sellout. All right, Matt, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first things first, we got to talk about this. When this news hit my phone, I very rarely show emotion when I see updates and stuff, but my mouth, it dropped. It wasn't a surprise that Tyler Buchner, Alabama's quarterback, we all know he came from Notre Dame, was going to enter the portal. We saw this coming from a mile away. But what I didn't see coming from a mile away is he's entering the transfer portal for lacrosse. Not college football, but lacrosse. With all due respect to Tyler Buchner, apparently and allegedly, he's a heck of a lacrosse player, but, I mean, has that ever happened before in the transfer portal history? I don't know, man. I can tell you this much. I ain't never heard of an Alabama football player quitting football to play lacrosse. All power to him, but yeah, we had to talk about that because that was trending everywhere, and everybody's like, wait a minute, what? Lacrosse? Is this real? Wish him the best of luck. Hate it didn't work out. But this also might have played in his decision, for those of you who don't know. If he were to transfer for college football, not lacrosse, he would have had to sit out 1 year. Yet again, hated it didn't work out at Bama football-wise, but yeah, seems like a great young man, and I'm wishing him the best of luck. To go on top of that, take a look at this. This was trending everywhere on the message boards. An Alabama fan wrote, and this is the title, "Firing a dog fan tomorrow at work." So this is the boss. He stated, "So one of my subordinates texted me yesterday after Georgia's first score and asked me if I was watching the game." And by the way, I don't have people like this in my current life, but growing up I did. I hate those people that text you during the, just, you know what I'm talking about, that do stuff like that. They send you sarcastic texts and all that. Anyways, continuing along here after game, I'm starting the firing process with HR tomorrow and can't wait to break the news to her on Tuesday/Wednesday that she's fired. She's a single mother of 3, so Christmas time and bowl season will be extra tough. Oh my gosh. Talking about brutal. Now, I hope this person is trolling, but I don't think they are. I'll leave it at this. If this is true, number one, it is sad. But number two, that is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I would say every single person on this earth has a little pettiness to them, but this right here, this is the definition of like being the pettiest person on the planet. It's one thing to text somebody and go, oh yeah, are you watching the game? Georgia's up, ha 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 ha. That's a little petty. But then firing somebody because of that? Come on, man. That's over the top in my humble opinion. Let me know your thoughts on that. Moving along here, though, to our third topic. I told you it's going to be a jam-packed video. The breaking news came out that Georgia's quarterback, Brock Vandagriff, the backup, he is entering the transfer portal. Am I going to sit up here and try to act like this is a big deal? No, but it's definitely worth talking about. He's a backup quarterback for Georgia. And a lot of people have forgotten that he was super close to winning that starting job this year, but Carson Beck got the nod, and obviously that was the right choice because you really couldn't have played too much better than Carson Beck this year. However, I will make this evidently clear for those of you that don't know too much about Brock Vandagriff, and I don't expect you to. This dude can ball. I've been keeping up with Vandagriff ever since high school, and I'm telling you, he's going to go somewhere and he's going to be a good player if given the opportunity. That's key. He just wasn't given the opportunity at Georgia. Unfortunate, but also got to throw in there, I forgot this, he was a 5-star recruit. Does being a 5-star recruit mean anything at the collegiate level? No, because everybody resets, but they don't just hand out 5 stars. Do what you want with that information. I could sit up here and talk about Brock Vandagriff all day long. I love him, love his game, but we gotta move on to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on with A&M? Well, my friend, that is a great question, and I have a great answer, and yeah, you're gonna want to lock in for this. You gotta pay attention to every single thing I'm about to say, because you can easily get lost. There's a lot to this. As we all know, the portal, it opened today, and it was announced that Texas A&M star defensive lineman Walter Nolan has announced he's entering the transfer portal. And by the way, for those of you who don't know who Mr. Walter Nolan is, he is the former #1 overall recruit. Yeah, enough said. I shouldn't have to sit up here and hype this up. You know it's a big deal. This guy can play, and I assume all these big-time schools, they're going to go after him, and they're going to go after him hard. I also assume that this guy is sick and tired of losing. He's a #1 recruit, so more than likely, he dominated and won a lot in high school, and at A&M, he wasn't doing a lot of winning, so you can bet that teams like Alabama and Georgia in the same conference as A&M, they're going to go after him. But I'm not even going to get into all of that in this video. The point is, A&M lost an outstanding player. They needed to keep him. As big as a loss it is to lose a 5-star recruit, the former #1 overall player, it somehow, some way isn't all. And there's worse things going on for this A&M football team. And according to a player, it's going to continue to get worse, and he has stated more is to come. Why don't you take a look at this? Texas A&M defensive back Bobby Taylor said this. No way 2 years ago you could have told me Jimbo would be fired. Coaches leave and half the class dips. How does that happen? And like it says right here, just stating what we already said, Walter Nolan, he left. And according to Bobby Taylor, there's more to come. I'm just now seeing this in the comment section. Apparently A&M fans aren't too happy with the person who's posting this, which is Hayes Fawcett on Twitter, by the way. This comment says, never seen Hayes prey on a team's downfall more than A&M. Ohio State had what? 10 players in the portal? And by the way, a little foreshadowing here. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, and I can't wait to do that video. Anyways, continuing along here. 10 players in the portal before it even opened, and all we got from them was edits. You're a clown. Yeah, and there's more comments just saying that this guy does not like A&M, and I have no idea what's going on with that. I don't know if this guy hates A&M or not. I really could care less, but the point is, A&M lost the #1 recruit in the country. And to go on top of that, their defensive back is saying, yeah, more players are going to leave, and yeah, it's a dumpster fire. Well, guess what? This defensive back, Mr. Bobby Taylor here, he wasn't lying, because guess what happened shortly after? Yet another safety for Texas A&M. He entered the portal, Jordan Gilbert. Somebody in the comment section said the check bounced. All right. I know everybody's going to crack their joke saying, oh, yeah, they paid for all these guys and blah, 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 blah. But let's be serious here. And, oh, yeah, why don't you take a look at this, too? I thought this was fairly interesting. Y'all know Texas A&M's 5-star wide receiver, Evan Stewart. Well, here's what he posts on Instagram. Quote, unquote, I saw it coming freshman year when I didn't get paid $1 from A&M. But, quote-unquote, sliced bread had y'all thinking we was all millionaires. And, yeah, a lot of people ain't buying that. In the comment section, people are saying stuff like this. So you mean to tell me that that oil money dried up? Somebody said they needed the money to fire Jimbo. All right, man, look, I don't know what's currently going on with A&M, but this is bad, and I mean really bad. You got 5-star recruits leaving left and right. You got some players talking about where's my money at. What is going on? I genuinely feel bad for Mike Elko because he has taken over arguably the hardest job in all of college football. Because next year, no, it's not realistic, but the fans expect him to win 9 to 10 games. That is the, I guess you'd say, standard there somewhat. But it's just not going to happen. He needs to rebuild. And in order to rebuild, you got to tear this thing down to the bottom. Sometimes in life, you got to take 3 steps backwards to go 2 steps forward. And a lot of people ain't patient enough to do that. I think you'd almost have to take the same approach that Mike Norvell took at Florida State. Remember, it was only a couple years ago they was having a terrible season, and look at them now, undefeated. Jimbo Fisher ruined Texas A&M just like he ruined Florida State, but that's a different conversation for a different day. There is so much crap going on, and I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. But